up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Natasha Denona Baby Gold palette. Now I saw she had a baby retro palette too, but you had to buy a certain set from Sephora to get it. So I'm hoping it's like the glam palette, or the glam baby glam palette that, you know, she'll eventually sell it individually on her website and I can just get it there, because like I didn't want to buy a whole set just for one little eyeshadow palette, because the majority of stuff in the set I didn't even want, and it wasn't stuff I used. So I was like, it's no purpose for me to buy it just to get one little baby palette. But I did buy this little baby palette during the sale, because I was like, I knew the sales come up anyway, so I wasn't gonna pay the regular 19 bucks. I know it was petty, but I was just like, you know, y'all can wait. It's a neutral palette, and I figured you weren't expecting me to get it at all, but I was like, I'll go ahead and get it and compare it. So I forgot to bring my large gold palette. I forgot that this was in the haul of the stuff I had bought, so I will do comparisons of that at a later date. Basically, you'll probably get a YouTube short, Instagram reels, and a TikTok on this slide some other palettes, but it's just a little cute little neutral palette, and I feel like it'd be great to pair with this one, because you got to think about it. This has a lighter brown for me to put in the crease and a lighter brown for me to put in the crease right there, whereas this one is a little too light for people my skin tone, and it has some of those cool green tones. So if you want to do a brown smoky eye with some of these green tones and this like brownish blackish shimmer, then it's kind of like a little bit of an extension. And then since I have the bigger palette, like I have even more options to choose from. But I feel like this is a cute little throw in your purse. You got to go somewhere, you want to go from day to night look, I guess you could do, because I figure you can deepen this up in the crease and then maybe just add a wing for more depth. But it retails for $19. Let me zoom you on here real quick and heat light. If you're curious what's on my eyes right now, I actually have on the, what is this? I did a palette mashup today, so I have on the the burgundy palette from Dior, the Backstage collection that I did the holiday review on, and then I combined it with the Walk of No Shame from Charlotte Tilbury to make this eye look you see going on now. So this is Charlotte Tilbury and who is it, Dior eye quad. So I think it actually looks pretty nice. I felt like it was giving a little bit too much of a Christmas vibe, which is why I paired it with like a neutral lip, because I feel like if I had done a red lip, it would just been giving Christmas all the way, and I was like, that's not the vibe we're trying to convey right now. Come back at the end of November around Thanksgiving, and then maybe it's okay to give that vibe. But we're not giving it when I haven't even given any Halloween palettes, and I just had 3 Halloween palettes from Unearthly dropped in my doorstep today, which I'm most excited about. So we're gonna film that after we film this. But I was trying to get the intros done for everything, so you should see this coming up sometime next week. I'm trying to put this one up Monday. I want to put the Unearthly one up Sunday, and I'm gonna put my Sephora haul part 1 Saturday. But let me go off camera, like I said, get my life in order. We know what I'm gonna do. I mean, it's 3 shades, girl, but you know, we want to see if the quality is the same, because y'all know she be having inconsistencies sometimes. So I got to tell you, because even if it's $19, you want to say you're going. So I'll be right back, girl. Okay, y'all. So this is the eye. I'm gonna go ahead and actually use the You're fired Lush palette for Pat McGrath today, along with the highlighter. So I figured I'd just include them in the video with the Natasha Denona. Let me back you up a little bit. So mine came in the mail yesterday, along with some other stuff I gotta film. I gotta film the Unearthly Cosmetics Halloween collection, so I have 3 of those palettes to film. So I got a long day ahead of y'all. It's long, and then I got 2 Battle of the Us, I promised you, and I still didn't get to finish using the battle of the when it came to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette alongside Tammy and Natasha Denona's palette, just because I filmed the outro as far as wearing it all day, but I did not actually film the application, so I can't do it this week because we have to film Mother. So that's gonna get pushed back another week. I'm sorry, but you know, everything just randomly enough to show up when it feels like it. So you know, there you go. This is what the inside of my palette looks like. If you all remember, I got the Divine Rose one, so I have Divine Rose in here. I already own Divine Rose. New Nectar is this new highlight right here. This Desert Orchid 2, obviously I can't use that. And then I have Electric Bloom. So I have number 2 and number 4. So I have these 2 right here already in my collection, and these 2 are the ones that are new to me, and this highlighter is new to me. So I'm gonna swatch this highlighter up against, sorry y'all, this palette's all behind me. Palettes everywhere as usual. But I actually did a declutter video where I decluttered some makeup, so yeah, be proud of me or whatever. But as much as I bought, you know, I'm really that proud. So this is the original hockey puck highlighter she came in with, champagne gold that nobody likes. I have that. Wait, is Nude not turning? I feel like it must be, because in here it's Venus Nectar. I knew it was another nectar right there. So this is Venus Nectar and Cherish, which I already own this one right here. And this is the Bridgerton box collection. So I'm gonna swatch all the highlighters side by side, and then I'll show the big ones with the big one she put for holiday, because Venison nude. So this is Golden Nectar, the original first highlighter she came out with the blush collection. And then I have the holiday one from last year, which is Lunar Nude. So we're going to put Lunar Nude against Vienna's Nude, and then we're going to put Venus Nectar against this Nude Nectar in the palette. But here's what this looks like. Can you follow it? Yeah. This is what it looks like with the gorgeous embossing in the middle. It is just gorgeous and stunning. Let's put some blush on. So I'm gonna put on the nude one that I can use, which is this one right here. Obviously this one's too light. And then I did a video on Divine Rose and all that. I'll try to link that video above up here, and my video on the gold palette. But I'm swatching now, so you can see this ain't showing up on me at all. Even though it's wintertime, it's still not showing up. I'd have to put like a cream blush on that's very pigmented, and then put this on top to get any sort of pigmentation out of this for some of my skin tone. Cause I built up quite a bit, and I feel like it just looks ashy. This is the what was it, new Desert Orchid 2. This just is not for my skin tone at all. We're gonna put on the new one now, but let me take the plastic off the mirror. And that's the shade, what did I say it was? I already forgot, y'all. Peony Rose, number 3. So let's see how she looks on my skin tone. And I would prefer not to have on pink blush with this sort of eye look, because, you know, I would just put on one that matches my skin tone a little bit better. But because, you know, I'm going to take off these eye looks and have 3 different eye looks on, let's go ahead and work with it. Y'all, I started off so late. I planned on getting up earlier, but I just didn't feel like it. And you know, this is my one day off, so I was like, I'm not about to rush myself to get up early to film some videos, because worst comes to work, I can redo the eye looks another day during the week and just change the picture on the thumbnail. Because if you haven't noticed, I've been doing that lately. Like sometimes I film videos at night and the thumbnail don't be popping because I don't have like soft boxes in addition to my light I use for my lighting. This is a nice color. It's kind of giving me Cherish vibes. I'm going to swatch Cherish on my hand in a second. That's why I brought the Bridgerton palette along for the highlighter in there. Because I wanted that highlighter individually. But I was like, you know. So this is Peony Rose, I believe I said it was. And we're going to swatch it up against Cherish. I feel like it's a little bit deeper than Cherish, so it works a little bit better for someone with my skin tone. I'm glad she came out with one that worked nicer for my skin tone. And then, you know. Okay, Cherish. Yep, Cherish seems to be a little bit more of a baby pink, whereas this seems to be more of a, like, I guess true magenta-ish type pink. So this one is the Desert Rose. As you can see, this one's on my face. Sorry, Peony Rose on my face. And then this is Cherish from the Bridgerton palette. That one right there. So that's what they look like. Now let's get into the highlighter. So I'm going to swatch the one in here, which is Nude Nectar, up against Venus Nectar. Let's do that. Ooh, it feels nice and soft. So I'm doing it backwards. Y'all know I normally swatch the I think I normally swatch the older thing and then the newer thing. I don't know how to do that now, so. I use the ball, almost all my hot spot, but it doesn't, it starts to get on third, so it's not that big a deal. That's like a week away. So this is the one on the new palette, Nude Nectar, and then this is Venus Nectar. As you can see, Venus Nectar has more of a peach undertone to it, whereas I feel like this one kind of has like a champagne silverish gold undertone to it. So that's what both of those look like. I'm going to put that one on one side of my face, and then we'll put the new one on the other side of my face. But I want to show you swatches of all of them now, and then we'll get into this eye look on my eye, and then we'll, oh God, stop doing that. I hate it. So the embossing, of course, looks amazing, and I think it matches the inside pretty well. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, it matches it pretty well on the inside. It's this gorgeous embossed heart. So I'm trying to figure out where to swatch to where I won't swatch into the heart too much, because I want to do that one up against Lunar Nude. So I'm going to This seems to be a more goldish, peachy one too, which I'm here for. Yes, it's a vibe. I love it. So I'm just swatching along the very edge because I'm trying not to mess it up. Okay, this seems to be more silvery and have a lot more of a glittery-ish thing going on. So it looks like a bright peachish gold in the pan. When you actually swatch it on your hand, it's giving me more silvery, champagne-y gold vibes. Yeah, Lunar Nude doesn't have that going on. So this is the new one, Brazilian Nude, or Vision Nude, Venison Nude. That's how you say it, Venison Nude. And then this is Lunar Nude from last year. So remember, this is the Nude Nectar, the new one. This is the old one in Venus Nectar. This is the new one in Venison Nude, and then it's the old one, Lunar Nude from last year. So those are all of them. So now that I have swatched everything, let me show it against the other colors though. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch, what is this called? Golden Nectar. Put Golden Nectar in front of the other two. So this is Golden Nectar right here. Remember, this is Nude Nectar, and then that's Venus Nectar. So these are all the ones with the same name, nectars, in front of each other. And we swatch Nude. I kind of want to swatch Champagne Gold against these, so just because, to see how the undertones fare. Okay, so I put Champagne Gold next to Lunar Nude, just so you can see how it looks with these other two. I don't know, I'm not as excited about the new highlighters as I thought it would be. Hopefully it looks better on my face. But right now, just watching, I'm just like, like for this price, I'm not feeling it. I usually like her highlighters, but it's like, I don't know, with this one, it just looks glittery and like it's not going to necessarily look flatter on some of my skin tone. And I'm kind of disappointed by that. But anyway, highlighter. So I'm going to do Nude Nectar on this side, and then we'll do the new one on this side. Or maybe I'll do Nude Nectar down the middle of my face and put the new individual one. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put Nude Nectar down the middle of my face, and then the individual one we'll put on the high points of my face. So got that going. Here we go. And the lipstick I have on, if anyone's curious, this is from Blend Bunny. Remember I told y'all I bought 2 shades, so I put on the nude shade today. Because I know I have to do a whole bunch of crazy eye lips. So I was like, I would just stick to the nude lipstick. So now let's get into the other highlighter. And the way the embossment is made is like you have to dust over in order to get any product off. It's kind of hard pressed. But, you know, with an embossment like that, I'm not surprised. It doesn't want to really pick up on my brush either. I'm over here, like, brushing it. Like, not a whole lot's coming up. Or maybe just because of it's such a glittery one, it looks like nothing's coming up. Now I got a few glitter particles on there, so I'm figuring we're good to go now. So, as you can see, she's giving, like, a glittery type vibe. And I was expecting more, like, highlight than glitter, so I'm kind of just like, So I'm already feeling like I want to tell you that this is the pass, because she is not, I don't know, I feel like this is not doing a whole lot like I was hoping. And she usually hasn't missed with the highlighter since that first one. So, like, when she came out with us in the blush collection, I thought that was like going to be it, but it's like this one is definitely letting me down. I just feel like I'm running glitter on my face. Not really a highlight, just lots of glitter. So, I'm disappointed in mother for that, but you know, whatever, I guess. So here's what both of them look like. I like the one that's in the blush palette better than the individual one, which I guess is good because, you know, I'd hate to be like recommending you use $60 highlighter and gas like $5 a gallon. But, you know, since I don't like it that much, I'm not going to recommend that you get this highlighter. I'm not impressed. Now let's get into the eye girl. So we know I only used 3 of the shades because it's only 3 shades. So I just did a halo eye, and we'll get to that in a second. Let me go put on some eyeshadow. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to do my eyeliner and some mascara to save us some more time. And we're going to get into the look. So, of course, I started off with the neutral shade here and just dusted it all in my crease, honey. Again, what else am I going to do besides put it on the lid? I feel like there's only a couple looks you can do with this. You can dust this in the crease, put the highlights I did. Just the way I do my eye looks, which is just the brown outer V. The gold on the lid and this in the crease, or you can put this on the lid with the brown on the outer V, and then put the gold as your inner corner shade. But I feel like there's not too much you can do with this little palette. But again, if you're a person who wears neutrals as your go-to like everyday thing, then I figure you would like this for that. We basically just bought this for a quality check. Make sure she ain't trying to slip us up since gas $5 a gallon now, and the price of everything is going up that she has to buy in order to make these products. And we want her, you know, skimming on the quality of our product just because the price of it went up and still charging us the same price. So that was the only reason I bought this, to be perfectly honest. Otherwise, you know, it's like it's 3 shades of something I'm rarely, if ever, going to use. Like this is going to go in the vacation bag as soon as this video is over. I'm sorry, no, after I bring all the holiday palettes I tried, it's going in the vacation bag because we don't be out there. I just go reach for this. If I was, I'd probably use the mini gold one just because at least it has greens in it. Or I'd have to pair this with the mini gold because I feel like, if I remember correctly, it doesn't have like deep enough outer V shades for some of my skin tone. So I mean, it would get very minimal use, and it will get very minimal use, but I bought it for you all to tell you if the quality was the same or not, especially since the sale is going on right now. Because even if it is on sale, if it's the quality of some first ones I heard about, everybody said it was so terrible that I didn't even buy this because I was like, yeah, no, that we don't need that type of negativity in our lives. There's enough negativity going on. We don't need that type of negativity in our life. Especially negativity we had to pay for it. You know, if it's negativity that just came and we can't control, okay, this negativity you would have paid for, and you know, we don't need that. So now we just say we're doing a halo. I've done a halo in the past, but I changed up the way I did it. It's like I had a lighter color in the front and a deeper color in the back, so I didn't match up the eyes for the halo. As weird as it is, so I don't know if that's what we call the halo eye, but you know, that's what I'ma call it. So there you go. Now we're gonna go into the shimmery gold. Just put that on the lid and match it in the inner corner. I'm down that eye real quick and cute. The only issue I have when doing halo eyes is sometimes when the shades are kind of glittery, like with this gold, or when I go back in with the brown to dust over the sides and make it, you know, like look better, make it look more blended, I find that it transfers the gold over onto the matte side where I don't want it. So that's the only reason that's the only point I have. But you know, that could just be my technique, not necessarily, you know, the palette itself. I'm dusting it. Okay, so now let's put our inner corner shade in, and then we can talk about if the quality of this palette is the same as the other little ones. So I'm going to take the same gold shade, pop it in my inner corner, and I'm going to give my thoughts on everything. I already gave one thought as far as, like, you know, when this product goes, but let's back her on up and talk about it all over the whole girl. Okay, so I recommend the face palette. I like the face palette if you want to try out Mother's blushes. I feel like this is an excellent deal. Just keep in mind, like, if you already own some of her blushes, that you can go have repeats, so you might want to sell like your full size ones and just keep the little palette around because it takes up less space, and you can at least make back a little bit of your coins. You might make, but enough to cover this palette if you aren't heavy-handed with your blushes. But I definitely like the new shade that actually works for my skin tone. This one, like I told y'all, I don't feel like this is working for anybody my skin tone, so I don't get why I got put in this particular palette. I guess if you're of a like tan, I think she's thinking about tan to deep skin tones when it came to this palette, because the two tan, these are kind of, I guess, like for the two tan people, and then if you have like deeper skin tones, you can use these two, and then this highlighter works for people with medium to deep skin tones. So at least that's in my personal opinion how I feel about it. So I assume that's why we have these two shades for people like Karen's skin tone and these two deeper shades for people like my skin tone. So that works, and I love this highlighter. It's stunning. So I recommend the face palette. Now this big highlighter, I honestly don't think I recommend this. It's really, I just feel like I rubbed a lot of glitter on my face. Maybe if you're really lighter skin tone, it'll work better for you, but I'm not really liking it. I feel like it's just giving silvery, glittery, ash type vibes. And I love Mother, but this the highlighter that's not for me. I would say get Golden Nectar. If she still has Lunar Nude on her website, get that one. All the ones that come in the Divine blush collection, or the new blush collection she just came out with the duos, I would recommend those highlighters. They are nice and creamy and wonderful. Matter of fact, the Venus Nectar one that I have in this palette right here is actually individual in her blush collection as well, but since I already had this palette, I was like, I'm not buying that. I had to take shares still because it was in the blush palette, but I'm thinking about selling my individual shares because I have it here, like I was saying, so I don't need two separate ones. I can just grab for that. But I don't recommend this if you're my skin tone personally. You can tell me what you think on my skin, but I just feel like it looks like glittery ash, and I don't think it's worth the price point. Now if you wanted to catch it on a deal on her website when she has 30 or 40% off or whatever, then okay, I guess it's worth it then. It's still not worth it to me, but you know, if you wanted to try it, don't buy it at regular price is what it comes down to for me. Like, I'm just not feeling it. I feel like for the majority of the time she was doing good with highlighters, but I feel like she took us back to the hockey puck. Now, it's not as bad as the hockey puck, I'm not saying that, but I'm not impressed with it compared to all the other ones she has. Like the Divine Rose highlighter is really great. The ones she comes out with in the blush palette, like I said, are really great. And then the holiday ones are normally great. Like the Lunar Nude was incredible, but I don't know, this one just isn't doing it for me. Now, as far as the eye palette goes, it's the standard Natasha Denona quality, so I'm fine with it. If you like neutrals, and you know, this is the time to get it during the sale, because it's like you can get it a Natasha Denona palette for what, like, it'll be what, like $14-15 if you're rouge like me. And even if you're not, you can still get like a decent 10% off or 15% off depending on what tier you are at Sephora. So I would say it's good enough to go ahead and grab, especially if you don't have the big gold palette, and if you just have the mini gold palette and you're looking to add an extension to it, because like I said, to me this is the perfect extension to this palette because it has that deep brown in it that this one doesn't have, because that's a deep olivey greenish type shimmery shade, and then it has like a more nude shade if you're my skin tone that works better for you, because I feel like this one is a little light and might have a little bit of a cast. So those are my thoughts. I'm impressed with everything except the big highlighter, the one that costs the most, which is hurting my soul because that means I spent like over $100-something, and I don't even like the highlighter. So you might catch it on my Bakerie come toward the end of the year, I don't know, but since I have to review a lot of Pat McGrath, I'll probably have to hold on to it to compare to the other highlighters that come out in the future. So we'll see about that, but those are my thoughts on these items. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.